Just give us a moment. We're adding our co-host currently into the AMA. It may take a second. Okay, never mind. It looks like the co-host won't be joining today, so we're just going to be doing a quick introduction. I will give a short agenda kind of on the project, as well as this will be recorded. So if you are unable to attend the session, this will be posted after. We'll be covering kind of why the project was created, the team behind it, as well as kind of roadmap and next steps. So kind of some backstory and kind of why the project was created. So the project actually came from my own dog, Sage. My name is Grant, and I have a dog named Sage. Sage is a rescue. She's a golden retriever corgi, hence kind of the Aerobud inspiration and logo. She was rescued from the Plano Animal Shelter in Texas. And that's actually where the first $2,500 donation went to earlier this week. We thought it was best that the first donation originates with where the project concept came from, and the team and kind of community agreed on that. We were able to give $2,500, about $300 in supply, as well as a $2,200 cash donation. We again hope to scale that in the future. So, kind of some context on why we thought the project needed to be created. In the space of meme tokens, there's a lot of projects that aren't done properly in terms of tokenomics, as well as kind of liquidity, as well as the transparency behind it. So to give you kind of some perspective on our tokenomics, we have 1 billion created. 93% of that is provided in the liquidity pool. This liquidity is completely locked. The team can never pull this out. You can confirm that on Dex Screener as well as in the contract. 5% was allocated to the team. This is between 4 members. 1% is allocated towards marketing, and 1% is allocated towards charity. This makes it simple because 1 cent is the equivalent of a $10 million market cap, 10 cents is a $100 million market cap, 1 billion is a dollar, et cetera. As we mentioned, we've seen a lot of scams, and as well as a lot of people who create these tokens and pull out the liquidity as the price goes up. We wanted to, kind of fix that issue and make sure that the liquidity was locked, as well as the team has provided significantly more liquidity than most meme coins. We've provided about 5 to 10x the liquidity that other projects provide to make sure that we have a healthy liquidity to market cap ratio. If you look, we're actually very healthy in terms of market cap to liquidity. The team doesn't have the ability to mint or burn the supply, and the team has all the liquidity locked, as I mentioned. Another reason why the team was only allocated 5% is we want this to be as fair as meme coin to everyone as possible. A lot of owners of meme projects end up owning 10, 20, 30%, and they can really control a lot of the project's volatility as well as the price of the coin. We wanted this to be a fair and transparent meme coin. We communicated the launch ahead of time and tried to reduce the large holders as much as possible. The reality is, though, no launch is perfect, but we believe we have a healthier holder percentage now, and this will only increase as the project will grow. Kind of back to the point on the 1% allocation of market and charity, a lot of people have general questions or concerns of this and how we plan to use this. The charity wallet has actually already grown to 1.3%. So this is from charitable donations from large holders as well as small holders. We hope this donation fund will continue to grow and we'll always have a healthy liquidity amount for donations. This will be used at the team's discretion, but will always require 3 or 4 stakeholders for approval. Currently, the first donation was a small community effort, and moving forward, the charity donations will be decided on as a community. We're actually already holding a poll. Most likely next week, the donations made will be to emergency surgeries that owners can't afford, as well as shelters that allow you to see which pup was actually rescued by your donation. And will most likely be split 50-50 based on the votes that we received. As we grow more, the more we're able to donate to animal shelters and pet causes. The marketing funds are purely used for airdrops and meme competitions. The team will never oversell these. These are purely for distribution. The team is spending their own personal funds on upcoming events, website applications, central exchange listings, as well as possible events that we'll be attending in the future. All these transactions are public and on our Discord. All of the transactions will be announced on our socials, as well as all of the transaction IDs from these wallets are made public in our Discord so you can track and confirm everything. Again, we wanted to make sure we were as transparent and public as possible so that there's no fishiness going on behind the scenes and everyone has transparency on this. Kind of the team behind it. So there's 4 team members. This has already scaled and grown quite a bit. So there's myself. So for context, my name's Grant. I've been in tech for about 10 plus years, doing a variety of project management, product management roles. I'm currently working 2 jobs, hired as a consultant as well as a product manager in a big tech company. I help ship a lot of projects, design projects, build projects, roadmaps, etc. We have a marketing director who primarily works in luxury real estate. He has experience, taking customers' feedback, really understanding what customers are looking for, and really helping us drive kind of marketing efforts in the future. We also have 2 community social media managers. These people are responsible for the Reddits, Discords, TikToks, Instagrams, etc. These people also have experience in tech and editing and etc. We also hired a Telegram mod, and the whole team also acts as mods in our socials. We also have volunteered social media managers to help moderate our platforms as well. We have added about 3 to 4 of these, and they're very active and very helpful members of the community. In the team, we actually plan on hiring a social media manager full time. This person will be responsible for creating podcasts, YouTube videos, TikTok edits, etc. He'll be fully his full role would be working on this project with us. I'll dive in kind of the details of how it would be hired and kind of what the plans are for that in the future. So, kind of the next point is roadmap and next steps. So, in the very short term, we have a couple of things we're focusing on. The first is coin market cap listing, as well as website adjustments to show kind of our donation amounts. We plan on adding a merch section so you guys can purchase pet merch as well as personal merch to improve it. We also plan on just improving the professionalism. The website initially was just a rough draft to really get the token launched as well as the platform launched. The next one is a lot of is the Trust Wallet application. This is a GitHub repository to make sure it's available in all wallets. A lot of people don't know about this, but that's something we're working on as well. One of the big pieces that we're actually working on is we're working on partnering with a lot of large profits or large nonprofits, not profits, and organizations. The team has been diligently working on this. We actually have 2 calls set up with 500 plus employee nonprofits next week to discuss a possible partnership as well as how we can scale or possibly partner with them to provide additional donations and really grow this project into something where we can really help a lot of animals. We've actually already created a pamphlet with a QR code, and we're working on finalizing a QR code that we can hand out at marketing events as well as trade shows and base events in the future. This should be ready by the time the team has to attend any of these events. We also plan on adding an Aerodrome liquidity pool. The team's still discussing on whether this should be an ETH, USDC, or Aero to Aerobud liquidity pool. We have to apply for this, but we're waiting till we're a little more solidified to confirm this. As mentioned before, the merch store is something that we plan on adding. We've gotten really good recommendations. We plan on possibly adding dog tags, keychains, leashes for the dogs, as well as personal merches like t-shirts and hats that we could provide to the shelters that we actually donate, as well as bring these to events, as well as possibly sell this on our sites. If we do sell this on our site, all the donations or profits used from this will actually be given back to the animal shelters. That's kind of the current team's plan, but this is something that will probably take a week or 2 to implement if we actually do decide to go down that path. The team will be fully committing to attending events in the near future. This is a very large time commitment. Everyone on this team has a full-time job. The reality is we need this to be a little more solidified and confirmed as a project before the team fully commits to this resourcing time as well as cost. With this, the social media manager that we will be hiring will be acting as the cameraman and editor for us. It will be myself, him, and then the team also mentioned they will be able to attend some of the events. We plan on attending base events as well as trade shows, as well as a lot of nonprofit events to spread the word of our project, as well as to raise a lot of funds for animal shelters. I mean, that's our main goal here is to really grow this into something that we can provide a lot of donations to charities. That's kind of the general roadmap and next steps. Again, this is an ongoing process, and we're really adjusting it moving forward. To kind of give some additional context, we had some additional questions come in. One of them was a great suggestion and question from the user of I Want Tech. He said, have you guys ever thought of creating a DAO where people can lock up Aerobud tokens in return for VE Aerobud, much like the Aerodrome system itself? That's a fantastic idea, and we would love to do something like that. However, just at face level, I do see a lot of complications with that. For instance, the way a lot of these platforms work in terms of DAO or incentives to lock is the suppliers or the developers of the tokens typically own an infinite supply of tokens and can mint tokens at their own demise. We've locked minting, so we can't do that. or they own a significant portion of tokens and only a small percentage of tokens is released on launch. We didn't want to do this. Again, a lot of investors will not trust people if they own a significant portion of the tokens. We can still consider possibly looking into a DAO, but the reality is a lot of investors will not want to lock their tokens if there is no incentive to lock them. We can't really provide a good return percentage on this. We can discuss it and ask the community if they would still be willing to lock it. As you know, we can provide incentives to vote to what charity it goes to, what tokens win the meme competitions. But again, I think a lot of investors would probably stray away from leaning towards that, as there is no real incentive or merit for them to lock their tokens. The next one is from Ryan. What is the next charity donation promise? So the next donation charity promise will be next week, early next week, probably Tuesday. Any charity donation we receive that is non-Aerobud will always be given to the shelter next week. So if we receive any ETH, USDC, or any base tokens, these will be sold the night before the charity release and provided to the charity. So, for instance, if someone provided $500 in ETH on Monday, we would sell that and provide it towards the charity donation next week as well. The next charity we'll be giving it to is emergency shelters, as well as a couple shelters possibly that show the dogs that were adopted from our donations. I'm personally going to make a tweet at Jesse, the main base dev lead, promising that I will personally match $1,000 towards the charity donation next week if he invests in Aerobud himself. It could be a small amount, but if he's able to provide proof that he can invest in our project, I'll personally donate an additional $1,000 towards the next charity donation promise next week as well. The next question is from Bry PF. He said, what is Aerobud and what are its unique features compared to others in the industry? That's a general good question. Again, the main purpose and utility of Aerobud is it's a meme coin. It's like any other meme coin. However, we're really trying to set ourselves differently by being the most transparent and public meme coin. We're making all of our transactions public. We're really communicating our roadmap and community plans ahead of time. And we're really trying to give back to a community of animal shelters, as well as create a community around pets and animal shelters. There isn't a lot of community coins or coins at all that give back to donation funds or shelters, any of the sorts. So we're really trying to make an impact here and really change a lot of pets' lives. The reality is, in the summertime, there's a lot of pets that are actually put down due to the heat, as well as a lot of these shelters do not have the resources or supplies to be able to support and fund these. So we're hoping that we can really make a difference here this summer, as well as in the future, and provide a lot of pets' lives. Those are the main questions. I do not see any other questions at this time. We originally just wanted to have a quick AMA, give you guys some concept of kind of why we created it, the history behind it, and really connect with the community and give you transparency and kind of where we're at, where we're going, as well as what our plans are for the future. So we'll hold more of these in the future, but we wanted to do a quick AMA to give everyone transparency on the project. So thank you everyone for joining. I will end it now. And again, this session will be recorded if you want to link it